the IRS ran artificial intelligence on your 2025 tax return before a single human being touched it. Do you know what triggered the flag? Do you know if you are already on the list? Because right now, the IRS is not waiting for you to make a mistake. The machine already ran, and it ran 6 times before April 15th. In August 2022, the IRS had 10 AI systems. Today it has 126 active AI use cases, confirmed by the Government Accountability Office in a landmark report published March 24, 2026. Every single one ran on your return this filing season. Not once, 6 times. Learning, comparing, flagging. IRS CEO Frank Bisignano told the Senate Finance Committee this month. And these are his exact words: the IRS is using artificial intelligence and advanced analytics to identify high-risk areas of non-compliance and fraud with greater accuracy. His stated goal: advancing a strong compliance agenda while improving collections beyond historical norms. This is not the IRS you grew up being scared of. This is something faster, quieter, and far more dangerous. Because it does not need a reason to look at you. It just needs a pattern that does not match, and the 5 patterns it looks for most in 2026 are not what you think. Stay with me, because trigger number 4 catches people who have filed perfectly for years. The IRS AI starts with a scoring model called the discriminant function system. It does not read your return the way a person would. It compares your numbers against every person in your income bracket, your profession, your filing status, millions of returns simultaneously. If you look like everyone else, low score, no flag. But if any number deviates from the pattern, the score climbs. And when the score hits a certain threshold, a second system activates: the individual taxpayer model. This is the one that does something that should stop you cold. It tells the auditor exactly which 3 issues to look at on your return before they open it. Issue level targeting: before human eyes ever see your name. Running separately: the automated underreporter. Cross-referencing every W-2, every 1099, every third-party form filed about you by every employer, bank, broker, and payment platform you used in 2025. It has those numbers before you file. When your return arrives, the AI runs a match in seconds. Any gap, the system sends a CP 2000 notice automatically. No human decision. The machine sends the letter. The IRS already had your numbers before you filed. The AI was not checking your math. It was checking yours against theirs. The most common AI flag in 2026 is the simplest. A number you reported does not match a number filed about you by a third party. Not by thousands. Sometimes by $12. The machine does not care about the amount. It cares about the gap. Freelancer who works across 3 platforms: PayPal, Venmo, a personal check. Each platform files its own form. The taxpayer adds up the numbers from memory and is off by $40. The AI catches it. The letter arrives. The taxpayer has no idea what triggered it. Starting in 2026, crypto holders face a new version of this. Form 1099-DA brokers report your gross proceeds, what you sold for, not your cost basis, what you paid. So the IRS AI sees $100,000 in crypto proceeds. You reported an $8,000 gain because your basis was $92,000. The AI sees a gap of $92,000. The flag goes up before you can explain anything. The fix: before you file anything, log into irs.gov and pull your online account. Every third-party form filed about you is sitting there. Match every number against what you reported. Every number. If anything is off by $1, you fix it before the AI does. The IRS knew your numbers before you did. Log in tonight and see exactly what they have. This is the trigger that catches people who are not doing anything wrong. You claimed a home office deduction. Completely legitimate. Documented, real. But the AI does not evaluate your deduction in isolation. It compares it to every other person in your income bracket and profession, claiming $30,000 in home office deductions, when the average for your profession is $3,000. The AI flags that comparison in milliseconds, not because you lied, because you look like an outlier, and outliers get reviewed. Round numbers are a specific AI signal. Exactly $500 in business meals every single month for 12 consecutive months. Exactly $1,000 in supplies each quarter. The AI is trained to detect estimation, because real records produce specific numbers, not round ones. If your deductions look like they came from memory rather than receipts, the flag goes up. The AI knows what your peer group claims. If your numbers look like estimates, they are already flagged. Refundable credits. Credits that trigger a refund even when no tax is owed are under the most intense AI scrutiny of any category in 2026, the IRS has stated this directly. The Earned Income Tax Credit is worth up to $8,046 for filers with 3 or more qualifying children in 2025. It is also one of the highest error rate credits in the entire tax system. The IRS AI cross-references your EITC claim against your income, your filing status, the residency of your qualifying children, and your consistency across prior years. Simultaneously, any element that does not match the documented record, the flag triggers. Same scrutiny applies to the Child Tax Credit, the American Opportunity Credit, every refundable credit on your return. These are legal. They exist because Congress created them. But the AI does not read the spirit of your claim. It matches numbers, only numbers. This is the trigger that catches people who file on time every year. Pay on time have never had a notice. The AI is not just looking at this year. It is looking at your pattern across years. A sudden significant income drop, a sudden jump in deductions, a year where charitable giving doubles compared to the previous 3 years. A year where Schedule C shows a loss for the first time after 5 consecutive years of profit. Any year-over-year anomaly, even a completely legitimate one, deviates from the pattern the AI has built on your filing history. The machine learning model is now cross-referencing your return against external data, property records, public business registrations, lifestyle indicators visible in publicly available sources. A taxpayer who reports 30% less income than last year, while still owning the same property in the same city, is flagged as a pattern inconsistency. The AI does not assume innocence. If your income or deductions changed significantly in 2025 for a real reason, a job change, a medical situation, a business that paused, attach an explanatory statement to your return. It does not prevent the flag, but it gives the human reviewer who eventually sees the file a reason to close the case in your favor rather than pursue it. 60 days, that is the window. After a P2000 notice arrives, you have 60 days to respond. Most people see the envelope, recognize the IRS return address, and put it in a pile. That pile is the most expensive piece of furniture in the house, just over a quarter of all IRS tax examiners and revenue agents left their positions. Confirmed in a July 2025 report from the Treasury Inspector General for Tax Administration, the correspondence audit that used to resolve in 60 days is now taking 6 to 12 months. The human response is slower, but interest and penalties are not slower. They compound every single day of that wait at 8% annually. If the case escalates to an enforced assessment, the IRS determines you owe and you have not responded. That assessment becomes a federal tax lien. A public record and a federal tax lien lands on your credit report, with the same weight as a collections account. An IRS notice does not stay in the tax system. It moves to your credit file. And once it is there, it requires the same work to remove as any other lien or collection. If this is already hitting close to home, subscribe right now. This channel covers IRS moves, credit shifts, and tax changes every single week before your bank explains them. The people who subscribed before the last IRS video knew about the refund backlog before the letters started arriving. The people who did not found out when the notice showed up. Hit subscribe, you will not regret it. Here is what no other video about IRS AI is telling you. The AI flags your return. The CP2000 notice arrives, you miss the 60-day window, or the IRS takes 8 months to process your response, while interest runs daily. The case escalates. The IRS files a lien. That lien appears on your Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion reports within 30 days. Your credit score drops. Your lending options narrow. Your interest rates go up. 2 completely separate systems. 1 IRS problem. And the financial damage spreads from your tax file to your credit file to your wallet before most people realize what connected them. The people who had a credit score above 700 before this happened have options. They can dispute. They can negotiate. They can act from a position of strength. The people who did not are managing an IRS dispute and credit damage simultaneously while the meter runs on both. Building your credit score before something like this happens is not optional. It is the buffer between a bad situation and a financial crisis. Here is something that matters right now before the 4 moves. Before the 4 moves, 2 resources built specifically for this environment. When the IRS makes an error and it lands on your credit report, most people have no idea how to fight it. They dispute it the wrong way. They use the wrong language. And the Bureau closes the dispute in 30 days with no change. Credit Rewrite 800 covers exactly this. How to audit your own credit file line by line, how to write dispute letters using the legal language that forces a bureau to respond, and how to build the credit profile that holds when the system works against you. Link is in the description below. And if you are a business owner, or you want to become one, a clean credit profile is the foundation that every lender looks at first. Get Funded for Your Business walks you through exactly how lenders see your file, what they approve, what they reject, and how to position yourself for the funding that actually moves your business forward. Both links are in the description. Both books, 1 decision, 4 moves. Do 1 before you close this video. The window to act before the AI runs again is right now. Move 1. Tonight, log into irs.gov. Open your free online account. Look at every third-party form filed about you for 2025. Every W-2, every 1099, every 1099-DA if you have crypto. If any number on that list does not match what you filed, you have a mismatch the AI may have already flagged. File an amended return before the notice arrives. Voluntary correction is treated as a correction. Correction after the notice is treated as a discrepancy investigation. Move 2. Pull your 2025 tax return. Look at your deductions. Compare them to the IRS. Published averages for your income level. They publish these publicly. If any deduction looks dramatically different from the peer average, make sure every receipt, every record, every dollar is documented. Not because you did anything wrong, because the AI flags outliers, and you want the answer ready before the question is asked. Move 3. If you have an IRS letter, any notice, sitting in a pile of mail right now, open it today. Find the response deadline. A CP 2000 is not an audit. It is a proposal. You have the right to agree, disagree, or submit documentation. Ignoring it converts a fixable problem into an enforced assessment. A 30-minute call with a CPA or enrolled agent today costs a fraction of what an enforced assessment costs in 6 months. Move 4. Pull your credit reports at annualcreditreport.com tonight. If any IRS related item is showing on your file, a lien, a judgment, you need to dispute it using the correct legal language. The Credit Rewrite 800 system in the description covers this step by step. How to audit your own file, how to write dispute letters that force a response, how to build the credit profile that holds when the tax system works against you. Former IRS Commissioner Danny Werfel said this in 2026 about what is coming. When you decide to be aggressive, to bend the rules or break them, look at the IRS capacity, not just now, but years from now. What it is like in 2028 and 2029 could be very different because of the true paradigm shift AI represents. The AI ran already. The flag may already be up. The people who act this week will be done with this before summer. The people who wait will be managing a notice, a response, compounding interest, and credit damage, all at the same time. Subscribe right now, and I mean right now, before this video ends. This channel covers the IRS moves, credit shifts, and financial threats that hit your wallet before anyone explains them. The next video is already in production. The people who subscribe today will know before the next thing lands. The people who do not will find out from a letter. Drop 2 things in the comments below. Did you receive any IRS notice in the last 12 months? Yes or no? And what is your current credit score? Those 2 answers shape exactly what gets covered next on this channel. The AI is not waiting for you to make a mistake. It already ran. See you in the comments.